Good morning, guys. How's everybody doing? Is everybody awake this morning? Are you up? Are you running? How's everybody going? What's up, William? William, how's everybody doing this morning? How's your trucking going? How's your business rocking? How's freight? How much fun is it? How much fun is it dealing with all this email stuff? Such a change, isn't it? Like, what's up, Mike from Boston? How are you doing? What's different? It's so much different. I've never seen so many email. I'm doing pretty great this morning, trying to cover some trucks, booking some loads on this side, doing some more. Good morning, good morning. Awesome. Thanks for popping in. Hey, I just came on to chat again. We're getting an owner operator started and we're working. Michael Sanders and Janae Sanders. Was just seeing that. Yeah, man, emails are crazy. Like, have you ever imagined that the load board is by emails and some of the, like, you ever see that one brokerage with OTR where you actually have to call and it's kind of like carrier check where it's like you got to call and this automated thing tells you and you got to, just to talk to somebody, you got to put in a bid first. That's awesome, Dave. Man, that's the best thing, man. Just keeping the trucks going with whatever you can get, fighting through this mad world we live in right now. You know what? It's crazy how a lot of people are working just off emails and these new phone lines. Like the art of communication is almost gone, you know? Dispatching a driver real quick. How are you guys dealing with the emails? Like the communication on the load boards and this technology that's coming in? Oh, it always fascinates me. Like how you're trying to, like it's crazy because you think about it, right? It's crazy when you think about it. Like do both. I get it. Working to open up a new pizza joint, just need an apron and one of those funny hats. Gotcha. So, how are you guys communicating? Like, if you get the emails and they don't respond like crazy, and you really need that load, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Michael. I mean, like, think about it. Like, you send an email and you sit there and wait. You can't pick up the phone and call that guy like crazy and say, "Yo, man," you know what I mean? Like, I want that load. It's hard. And then when they do the emails, and then you go and click on their MC number and try to get the phone number from them, then you got to have to talk to somebody that don't even know what the fuck's going on to like get down to where the guy's at. It's really hard, like networking. You know what's funny is back in 2019, 20, whatever it was, 21, 22, when you're back in 2022, you sit there and the freight was so freaking good. Your grandma's sitting in a in a wheelchair and she can book a load on a load board in 2 minutes and they're blowing your phone. Hell, even like a month ago, it was like that, right? Like you had even better before the strike. Yeah, once you get the email accepted, right, Mike, and you start working with the broker, RXO never answers. Any RXO, I've found out you really got to get one guy over there and just really work with that one person that will answer the phone and use him for like a lot of other stuff. And you still run into problems because he can't see a certain lane or office or whatever. It's kind of crazy. That's a hard topic. How do you communicate? And then how do you communicate with so many of these guys that are outsourced? Like their offices working somewhere else and they have one manager running the office. But everything has to be approved and then you can't even communicate with the person, or when they call you you can't understand what they're saying. It used to be telemarketing services calling you about freaking your car warranty and everything else. Now they're calling you about loads. I have a tracking on there, and when I've been playing around on the load board and I see stuff and I send out emails and I don't see a lot of them getting open. I use that mail tracker IO. It's free. If you guys don't use that, it's kind of cool. You just attach it to it. It shows you everything. Kind of gets annoying sometimes because if they don't, it reminds you that they didn't open it like 100 times. So how do you build relationships in a market like this? I mean, when the market was really good, no one wanted to build relationships. So now the market's bad and no one needs to build relationships. Isn't that crazy? But brokers still call me sometimes. Lately, some of my friends from the day see me back dispatching again, and they call and they're like, "Hey, man, I need this." They're still trying to build relationships, but usually it's the lane that no one wants. It's like my friend Stacia called me with loads going from Greendale, Indiana to Smyrna, Tennessee, like three a day, and the rates weren't really that bad. The problem is what the fuck you get out of Smyrna, Tennessee, coming back with the automotive industry shot. You know what I mean? At the moment, it's really rough down there. It's crazy. I just wanted to talk about this morning about how people are communicating with emails. And how many calls do you think it takes a day to get a customer? I've been looking through all these broker groups, seeing the comments and stuff. Do you really think it takes about 1,000 calls before you land your first customer? As a carrier or a broker, it don't even matter. Or is it all a luck game? Do you think it really? Because I hear that a lot. I see it like 1,000 calls to get your first big customer or good customer. How many calls do you think it takes? And if people are getting blown up, by 1,000 people, make it 1,000. I mean, I have William and Trisha in the room in here with me, and we're doing probably 30 calls. And sometimes you'll go 15 calls in a row and get no responses. Then you get two people on emails back. A lot. Do you send emails to customers and not even know who they are, or do you talk to them first and then respond with an email and follow up? Like if you're a new carrier starting right now, I can only imagine what they're going through. I mean, holy cow! Not alone, no brokers want to use you in the first 30 days, and then the ones that do have to have freight in your area. And then the freight that they have after you spend all your expenses right now is like $1.80 to $2.20 a mile everywhere, all over the place. Even the bigger brokers that are out there, or even the mom and pop brokers, everybody's getting leveraged. The market's so slow, no one's spinning. If we go to war, do you think it's going? What do you think that's going to change? Will it change? It's changed in the past. So many things happening at once. All these different factors. Produce season just died. It's not good. Produce season just died. The car strike's going on. Trailer, you see the bigger carriers hurting. What's up, boss man? Do what? No, not yet. Where? I, no, I'm actually doing both. I'm doing sales. I'm live on the video right now, and I'm watching the two trucks on Amazon and waiting for the loads to pop. And I just dispatched Darren, and I'm doing a live video at once. Yeah, I'm on here. Well, if you're in the office, you could jump in here with me. Huh? Okay, cool. I'm here. I'm just goofing off while I'm watching the boards because you got to wait for these two trucks to pop. Yep, I've been messaging them. Wish they'd hurry up. Right. Yep. Multitasking on my screens is crazy. I got load boards up over here, load boards over there. I'm sending emails out. Just trying to stay ahead of the game, and then I'm getting ready to start doing more sales calls with the boys. Got to stay on top of it. Only way to go but up. Try. Fight. Get through these things. What are you guys doing to yourselves? Because it's not good. You ever wonder where that one Facebook group is at that was going to put 30,000 people and go change FMCSA with their brokerage and all that stuff? I wonder how they're doing it now. Like, are the brokers still crooks? I wonder how many people can do a contract on a couple thousand loads with a customer. This is a real contract. And then have a market flip on your brokerage to where you're under and every load you lose on, but you're stuck because that's part of the contract. I wonder how many people can afford to do that, but they want to bitch about everything that's going on. I mean, if you bid 15 loads a day at this price, that is so cool. Mike Quinteo is on the row. He's in like the king of sprinter vans. He's moving it. He does this big triangle from where he's at up into Canada and then back down the United States and back over. He's making some great rates with his networking. It amazes the hell out of me. I didn't want to come on long. I'm just down here talking, seeing how you guys are doing, what's happening, how many calls you're making. Are you just gloomy, sitting around waiting for it to pop, staring at this stuff all day long, trying to stand out? How many posts do you have up? Even if the phones aren't ringing, how many do you have going on? Trying to build markets. Thanks, Mike. It's kind of like a lost art. You know what? Preaching, try to teach people how to do it. Sometimes I feel like it's gone, you know? No one wants to do it no more. AI is taking it over. The art of doing networking is gone. I know it takes a lot. It takes a lot to get on here, and this is cool. Eddie set this up for me. It's pretty cool. You have all your load boards set up right here. Oops, wrong share. Let's try this again. I don't know what I'm sharing. Anyways, you just put all your stuff in this Google spread, and then you pre-save all your stuff, and you can go through there and pretty much You guys can't see that, can you? Nope. Anyways, you have them like this right here on your screen, right there, where you have all your different load boards plus some, and you put them right there. It's kind of cool. Have everything you need right there in that one tab, and you just go through and upload everything in there and let those guys know where you got your trucks. Sometimes I'll have like, sometimes I'll have like freaking 30 posts on 14 different load boards. What's up, Adam? Long time no speak, my friend. Just talking about the gloom, the gloominess right now, what's going on, and what positivity. How are you keeping your faith in the business right now? What are you doing to fight? How are you staying ahead of the game? How much networking are you doing when it seems like nobody wants to network? I'm an acquiring mind. I want to know. I don't know. I mean, how's that map working for you back there now? How have you changed your plan from what you're doing the last 3 years to this last 1 year? Sometimes I sit here and think, is it like because it's so dead and like crickets everywhere? Is it even worth taking the time to put stuff out there to be able to help people and stuff? Go outside your comfort zone. There's Eddie. What's up? He's getting the internet put in his new office. He's kind of excited. Even finally getting out of the truck. Baby steps, baby steps. First, you add some trucks, then you have to figure out the right drivers, and then you have to add owner operators, and then you have to have an office. Just working on every little thing. People should. That's the devil in the truth because that's the problem right now. Is everybody went out there and they got 6 to 7, 5, 4. They got these big contracts. Their tankers were doing $6 plus a mile, and now everything's getting chopped because people are jumping from one commodity to the next. People are going from flatbed to flatbed, and they're jumping from reefer over to this. Everybody's trying to make it. Brokers are all starving. Everybody's fighting. Customers aren't moving. Inventory was caught up. Now they're just moving what they need. Manufacturing is low. You think it's rough right now, man? Wait till February. Can any of these new guys that started last year or two, or these like dispatching services, got to be fighting on steroid because the new MC authority list is like this big. You know what I mean? So like, I mean, how many people can you call a day and tell them you can do it better than them? You know what I mean? He said we were still paying for $4 on a few lanes. I get it, man. And they're gonna work on those lanes too. They're not easy, I'm sure. I still see some out there like that, but where do you got to go to get it? You know what I mean? Like, shoot. Like anybody that their mentality was chasing freight, they're definitely hung over 24/7 and freaking feel like they hit a brick wall. I'm sitting right here doing it, and I'm looking at all this stuff. I don't know how you guys are doing it. Like, holy cow, man. I mean, even when you go through, like, everybody's like, oh, we work off emails. But I mean, you look at these emails that are coming through on here, like, we have them right here. Emails that are coming through, like, I have a shit ton of them. I ain't joking. And I got them coming from everywhere because it seems like now, used to, you'd put your information in a broker packet and they'd never call you. Now they have technology where obviously somebody or something scanning it, I'm sure. I don't know if they're doing it the old fashioned way or AI. And then instantly, once you're signed up, every time you book a load or you do anything, they don't need human beings anymore. The system tracks it and sends it to your email. There's a shit ton right here. Like you got a guy in South Carolina. Here's one to Bella. You know, all these loads. Before, when I used to teach this, you'd actually have to go through. Now it does it for you. Like it literally matches up your lanes with AI. I'm sure it's AI and sends it to you. Man, did you see the reports this morning about how many people are getting nailed for out of services like crazy? Like the articles are through the roof. I was scrolling through FreightWaves and a few other places, and they're just talking about massive amounts of out of services. You know what? You guys know what the next big thing's going to be, right? Can anybody tell me the next big thing we're going to hear about? I know. Raise your hand. Not just out of services. Bunch of the out of services were on one part. What was the other part of the out of services for? Was it e-logs? I've heard more and more in the last couple months about people that fix their e-logs. Speed limiters. Whoa. What about how all these guys are using third-party companies to fix their e-logs? I hear rumors that it's like $25 to get a guy on the phone and you have hours. How long do you think that's going to last? Or maybe it'll last forever. Speed limiters. That's always the topic. Speed limiters, governor. Adam says fixing stuff. I get it. Fixing things. No one fixes nothing because you can't afford it. How the fuck you afford it at $1.80 to $2.20 a mile? How many people are still thinking one way on every load instead of average? That's a good question. How many people do you think, Adam? Do you think they're and Jonathan? Jonathan's been doing it forever. How many people do you think are still thinking one way? What about insurance companies? Have you seen those 6 months? Which are those 6 months the ones that are corrected before, or I mean everything's down to risk. I've seen more people this year go up on insurance with perfect safety scores than go down. That's some weird shit right there, let me tell you. How does a company with good credit stuff go up? Or maybe it is his credit. Do insurance companies base it off your personal credit or is your business credit? Will they base it off your lost runs? What do they base it off of? Where the fuck they want to, probably. No, I'm just kidding. I know. How do you stick to a plan? A 7-day plan whenever fuel prices are like they are? Rates on the boards that these dispatchers are promising you, or you or the carriers. I agree with you 100%. I think this is going to be a horrible January and February. Unless, do you guys think if we go into a full blown war, it'll change anything? So, what's your next big thing? I didn't understand what you mean. What's my next big thing? I'm kind of lost on your thought. Definitely going to be higher fuel. Shit, maintenance, labor's $200, $150 an hour to work on a truck. Parts are through the roof. Oh, next big thing about to happen. I got you. No, I said, what do you guys think the next big thing's going to happen? I was talking about the war. You think this, if we go to war, full blown war, it's going to change the trucking industry in the United States? What if we go into war, car industry starts back up, and that big oil deal cranks out with Exxon? Would that change anything? I don't think the world will change anything. But who knows? If it does change, how long do you? If it does, if you have this new oil deals going on, and the government doesn't stop it, and you have all these few things that are happening, I still think it's going to be a year or two. Catfish in the house. What? What are you? Look, cleaned up. Yeah, I agree with Jonathan Trimble. I don't think. I think it'll be a little while. I mean, as far as I see, I mean, unless you're doing something extra, and you have one even with relationships right now, trucks are looking at like $6,000 to $7,000 a week unless you're working 7 days a week doing drop and hook like maybe Amazon or some gig you got or some personal relationship. But I mean, I don't know how guys. What's up, guys? Hey, morning. I don't know how guys are doing it because I mean, you if you got because your cost, well, especially with drivers, if you have company drivers, it's going to be hard. If you're an owner operator and your costs are reasonable, you might be able to live out your pro and you stay local at 5 to 7 a week's great. It's crazy. Just jabbing. Just come on to talk. Oh, I don't know anything anymore. Hell, I used to train 15, 20 people a week. Now I train sometimes one or two. I used to mentor people all the time and when they needed help and give them boosts and motivate them. Now it's crickets. And I get it. It's the times. What about? What if it takes a year? Will it ever come back the same? It's just so many people, Adam, are starving, dude. I hear it every day, like when you're calling them. But we bid these loads the other day for 150 miles, I think it was, and it took up the whole truck. And we went in at 1,000. Somebody else probably beat us at 600 because some dumbass will take that for $300 or $400 or $500. It's like I'm seeing it. The last 3 weeks has taught me so much. Like, I'm just telling you, I've been doing this 19 years this year, I think, 19 or 20. I can't even count no more. Sorry, 19. 19 years. And I say it all the time. I've never seen anything different, but I mean, this is pretty interesting. Shoot. Oh, yeah, dude. It's not even that. We just did 2 water loads. We got paid more than that, but it's not that. It's the shit shifts. It's heavy. It sucks. God, I thought watermelons and freaking produce had claims, Adam. Fuck, water's a pain in the ass, man. I went 2 for 2. Shit. You might this rates right now, if you've been around like as long as me and Adam and Jonathan and a bunch of these are like 2008. In 2008, I started a trucking company and built it to, I don't remember what it was, 24, 25 trucks. In 2010 is when the fuel prices went up. We were in the same boat then, but the cost of living wasn't the same. It was different. I mean, things definitely didn't cost. Well, we didn't have a lot of stuff we have now. Like, I think we did. We were still using like flip phones and shit back then. So it's a whole different world, right? You buy a truck for $35,000 with 300,000 miles on it. But that's a whole different story. But even back then, it was like $1.50 to $2 a mile when I first started. It was crazy. But guys were doing, I think back then, if you were doing like $5,000 a week, it was great. Then it went to six. Now it's like seven. Yeah, that's it. Ain't that's what all my friends are telling me that are in the broker world. It's like, hey man, when the freight was there, everybody wanted it. No one wanted a relationship. We took it. I remember the days of $1.40 a mile, man. I see guys like, yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Like, even if you don't know what you're doing on different stuff, like you can go look at Amazon, and Amazon gets down like $1.35, $1.50. You look at the low boards, all of them from Jamie Hunt all the way to Cross, and you're looking at. I mean, it's like playing the market. Do you wait to the last minute to book, or do you book ahead? And if you book ahead and then you lose one load, you're in trouble. So you got to stay ahead. Because in this market, if you don't stay two, three loads ahead, you're in trouble. You know what I mean? Well, you got to stay at least one because man, you get in that last minute crap. Then all you're doing is talking to people that don't answer emails and calling phone lines that don't answer. You stay a day ahead, then you're getting people to answer the phone. It's like really weird how that works. The joy of dispatching is why we get up in the morning to move trucks. It's so exciting. Get back to the part before I leave. How do you get a customer when there's people out there doing 100 calls a day over and over and over? And there's thousands of them doing it. How do you compete and make your stand itself stand out without no trucks as a broker or as a carrier with trucks? That's a really good question. Then when you do get the customers, you're trying to build relationships, but the rates that they want you to move it for because TQL, Circle Logistics, Integrity, and a bunch of other motherfuckers like Axel and ALS and all those guys will call up and do it cheaper than you. Why? Because they can. I agree. 100 calls a day. Hello, this is Susie calling from Stringer Logistics. I was calling to see how you guys are doing and if you guys can use some help with new trucks. One hit. Yeah, that's what I was wondering too, because you think about it. That one, I went through these broker groups last night and I was listening to some of the advice people are giving, and I seen about 5 to 6 different guys say that they do 100, their guys do 100 calls a day at least. That's their goal. Had 100 calls a day, they might do 10 days straight, 1,000 calls just to get one customer. And then when you even get that one customer, it's probably an RFP. I think I've seen that same one, John. That's the one I'm talking about. That guy in that one group. I think you're in there. You're in it too. He said, I seen that one, and then the conversations that went through that thread. That was what I was talking about. 1,000 calls. You got one customer. Adam just said 600 calls. And then when you get that one customer in this market that has the same old freight, what if it's on an RFP where you made 1,000 calls to get one customer and it's on an RFP or whatever, RFQ, request for quotes or whatever, request for rates, pricing, whatever you want to call it. If it's on that thing and there's 10 guys against you and you're just a broker, what's your odds? That's what I'm talking about. It's like, well, the customers want to pay this. We're locked in at this rate. Take it or leave it. Or you try to make 10% off the top of it, minus your 3 or 4% fees because your brokerage costs you like $30 a day just to operate. and then you got 300 lanes and got zero. And it's crazy too because I seen that one guy. I won't call his name out, and he's on YouTube or TikTok, and he's sitting in the video looking at another video because you can do that on technology. Lamar's ice cream, Lamar, Iowa ice cream. Yeah, you know, that stuff sucks too because you gotta freeze that shit like a rock. Then so I seen this guy on TikTok. I deleted my TikTok, but I was on there for a little bit. And it's funny because he's a broker trader, he's been around forever. And he's looking at this video where this guy's like, another guy's like, I'm talking about, so he's selling his product, this other guy's selling his product. And this guy goes, why wouldn't you want a stable business? Why wouldn't you want something that's stable that makes you money all the time, whether you're there or not? This is what the guy says in the video. Why wouldn't you build a fleet of storage sheds? Did you know storage sheds can make you $100 a month per storage shed and there's like zero maintenance, just some cleaning or whatever? Insurance and stuff. All you got to do is it's about $50,000 to build a row of storage sheds, minus the property, give or take. And then it's a continuous money for as long as you own the storage sheds. You just run some ads, have a storage shed, put a big sign up. People come, they put their stuff in it. And then when they leave their stuff, you auction it off and make more money and all this stuff. And then this guy's over here going, but why would, then you got this broker trader going, man, that sounds a little crazy. You can invest this much money and you can go out there and customer blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, 1,000 calls a day to get one customer that's on an RFP to do all that work because you have no clue what you're doing. Or have 100 storage sheds make you $100 a month and you don't do nothing but have security cameras, a lady making sure the payments come in on some Stripe software system. And he's talking smack about how that business is stupid. That goes back to like buying company trucks and having drivers or putting owner operators on. That goes back to working with brokers or going after customers. But sometimes you get into a market like this where Adam and Jonathan will tell you, you're just looking for a needle in a haystack and hoping you find it. And then when you do find it, hoping it does skip, you do prick your finger on it. So there's some attention when you get there. And while you're looking for that needle in the haystack, some motherfucker keeps throwing more hay on top. You're like, dude, I just moved that shit. Here's more pile right on top. More pile right on top. More pile right on top. Dude, I almost seen it. I almost seen that needle. Know what it feels like? Oh, you almost got like that J.G. Wentworth commercial where the dude's got the dollar in front of you and you're chasing the dollar, trying to get that $1. You almost got it. Got it. And then you still got these people out here that are selling dispatch training and dispatch services and all this stuff. And it's like, dude, we can't even afford ourselves, let alone it give you fucking 3 to 10% off the top of something that I can do myself. These guys, we're running $8,000 to $10,000 a week still. Yeah, illegal. They just put the report out. But you're surviving. Not if I'm not in business. Just because I don't get it. I don't get it anymore. But anyways, I'm not being negative. This wasn't about negative. I didn't come on to be negative. I just came on to talk. I got work to do. Got to go book another truck. Try to figure out how I'm going to rebuild my business. Helping Deione Trucking and Shaggy's Logistics. Just like the rest of you and stay in the game. I'm not one of those multi-million-dollar charge out the wazoo training companies that got so rich it wasn't even funny. Nope, still just like you guys. Fighting in this pit every day. So, guys, be good. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll jump on for a few minutes. Maybe Eddie will be with me. And you guys take care of yourself and have a really good day and stay positive, have faith, and believe in God. Because Hey, that's the way to go. I mean, put your people first. Some people put God first, some people put family first. Make sure those two are on the top of your list, especially in this world right now. You know what I mean? Have respect for yourself, respect for others. Be positive, stay motivated, even when all the gloom and the IRS and fucking bill collectors are coming at you. You feel that water at your throat right here. I know you want to go drink. I know you want to do this. I know you just want to freaking give up. But I mean, really, sometimes think about what you're doing now. Think about what you're doing now and go and get on Indeed and look at jobs. I mean, I think most of your Americans out there, you're either over the hump or you're working on the hump. You know what I mean? I get it. I see so many people that aren't even in trucking that are from quick pay to quick pay or paycheck to paycheck. I see people that have to miss our some of our school classes because they have to wait for their paycheck just to pay for fuel to come in. Other people, just take care of your guys. So stay positive. Don't let yourself get down. Keep networking. And if you need help, call me. I'll try to do my best.